So hello, everyone. Both Michelle and I will be taking on, showing you a little about review board and what we're going to be working on. So I think we can jump right in here. Make sure I'm unmuted. Perfect. So yeah, hi, I'm Matthew, and I'm from McGill. So it's my third year in computer science, and I really enjoy it. I'm kind of excited to get out of there. This is my first time dealing with open source projects, so this is an exciting new experience for me. One of my interests is I love technology and its crossover with sports. So possibly after university, I'm going to explore how maybe some virtual reality training with sports or hockey training. Just a little bit about me, I guess. And big hockey fan, love snowboarding, and love playing spike ball. That's a little bit about me. Michelle, go ahead.
So hello, my name is Michelle. I'm from the University of Alberta. I'm also in computer science, and it's also my first time contributing to open source projects, so that's really exciting. Personally, I really like technology applications in business and real world applications because I like that there's something tangible that you feel like you're implementing your, solution to other than just like a theoretical solution. And on a personal level, I just really secretly want to open a bakery and live in the mountains. Like that's honestly my ultimate life goal. Yeah, I just really love the mountains. So Matthew will give us a little bit of an introduction on our review board project.
So yeah, so review board is pretty much a web-based or a code review tool. So if you have code or different file types that you want reviewed, you can upload them and people can leave comments. So I left two screenshots on the next two slides. The first, this is just an example of all this is all the review requests that were made. And people can go and review code and accept them, and our mentors could mark them as go ship it if it's ready to go. And right after that, you have another screenshot of that's a code review request. So you pretty much have your code, and there's even, I didn't show a screenshot, but there you can see the differences between different versions of code in there as well, and people can leave comments. So a pretty simple tool that I probably maybe a lot of you have already used, or maybe you might use in the future. Especially if you go into bigger companies, you're going to have big code review tools, and this one is pretty big and widely used. So let's jump into the projects and what everyone's going to be working on this semester.
So our big review board project with the students that are involved in it this semester, we're each given smaller projects like subtasks, if you will, and we'll just be introducing some of those. So the first one, Akeem will be working on the review UI for SVG Vector graphic files. So right now our app supports viewing and zooming bitmap images quite well, but not SVG type files. So Akeem is going to be adding some support that allows basically better rendering and zooming for vector images.
So Cynthia, so right now, review board has these really long review requests where people can just leave lots of history, and it can get really chunky. And the thing is, even though there's collapsed sections that appear automatically, the content is actually automatically sent to the client side already. So that's a lot of data that may not be used. So what Cynthia will be working on will be implementing lazy loading. So if it's automatically collapsed on the page, then that data won't load until you uncollapse it. And then that will speed up the client side, and it'll make reviewing requests a lot faster and better for the customer experience.
So the next project is diffx in Go, and Jordan will be working on implementing so first of all, I guess diffx is a standard for adding metadata and parsing rules for unified diff files, which basically in human language just means that you're able to see the differences in your code in a really fancy way. Right now, it supports Python very well, but it doesn't support a lot of other languages. So Jordan will be adding diffx for Go.
And so right now, currently in a diff viewer, when we're applying syntax highlighting to like diff files, we use a third party called Pigments, and that kind of uses the what is it called? The file extension to figure out what type of file it is. But sometimes the the library gets it wrong. So what Michelle will be doing is will allow she can add a tool where the administrators can define their own custom mappings to file extensions so that Pigments properly provides syntax highlighting for them.
Sandy will be working on the optional color output for the RBT diff command. So basically RBT diff is a command line command that lets you see the changes that you made in your code before you post it, or rather like basically push it. So right now it's not colored. So all you see is plain text, which I mean, I may as well be reading it in a notepad. Just kidding. So it'd be nice to have some color, and it'll be through adding using the Pigments library as well to support the console coloring.
All right, on to my project. So what I'll be working on is adding an emoji picker UI for review board. So currently, to add an emoji, you have to use a shortcode. So for example, :+1:, and that will give you a little thumbs up or whatever it maps to. So instead of that, I'll create a UI picker, and I made a quick little sketch of little Photoshop of what I want it to look like. So I'll be adding that to review board. So I'll do that by creating a wrapper for the extension. And as a stretch goal, I'll make it possible for administrators to upload their own emojis if I have time at the end.
And finally, this is my project, which is reactions to comments and review requests, which is pretty self-explanatory. So right now you don't have the ability to react to a comment, and hopefully we will after this semester. So similar to what you see in Slack or Discord, where you're able to, like, for example, thumbs up a comment. And this project just involves developing the UI and showing the existing reactions, which we'll be using a couple third-party libraries as well. So just to outline, or I guess summarize a little bit about all our projects and our review board team. Some of the things that we're looking forward to learning by working on these projects is obviously familiarizing ourselves with open source, because contributing to open source projects and even web development projects is new, or we want to learn more about it for a lot of members on our team. I know that's definitely true for me. We also want to aim to have better code review and coding practices. Seeing as we're working on a code review project, it'd be pretty funny if we didn't have good code review practices. So hopefully we'll better align ourselves with the industry standard and making products that are basically like well-designed and well-reviewed.